Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being in that minder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to North Bay Memorial Gardens for a matchup between the Kapuskasing Flyers and the U18 North Bay Trappers. I'm Harrison, joined by Dr. Rob Graham, here to give you the call on what is sure to be an exhilarating afternoon here at the Gardens.
Hey, Harrison, great to be here with you. Really excited to see this second game. Yesterday, these two teams locked up in what was a very entertaining game, and it actually saw the Kapuskasing Flyers going into the third period with a 5-3 lead, and then Benny Brunton took it on his shoulders, had a 6-point night, along with Captain Jackson Cullen, who took it and said, not on our watch, but a really interesting game. So today we're looking to see what type of a response the Kapuskasing Flyers will have, giving up that 5-3 lead.
And quite the game, as you said. Flyers leading 5-3 at the end of 40, and then 7 unanswered goals in the third period. Standings between these two teams: the Trappers at the top of the Great North U18 League, 22-0-1 with 41 points, and the Flyers at 5 wins, 16 losses, 1 overtime loss, and 1 shootout loss for 12 points.
Now I know it's not baseball, Harrison, but goalie Logan Coates for the U18 AAA Trappers got what I'm going to call his 6th save. He's come off the bench 6 times this year and has been able to help salvage wins for the Trappers. And Owen Haru was pulled in the second period yesterday. Logan came in relief and was able to add some stability on the back end. And I should mention, Pad Boy Logan Coates, it's his birthday today, Harrison, so big shout out to Pad Boy Logan Coates, who's been a phenomenal goaltender for the Trappers this year.
Absolutely. And we do have a bit of we have the national anthem right now. Now today, before we get started, we do have a special presentation. Rob, why don't you fill us in a little bit about that?
Well, today we're going to be honoring Butch Turcotte, who's a legendary hockey figure here in North Bay, and his son, former NHL player and women's Lakers coach, Darren Turcotte, will be dropping the puck.
Butch was a visionary for hockey, not only in North Bay, but in Northern Ontario and Ontario. Butch realized his dream of establishing a AAA hockey program in North Bay. He went on to coach at this level for many years, culminating with the Air Canada National Championship for the son Darren's Pine Hill Coffee Shop Midget AAA team. If it wasn't for Butch, we wouldn't be here today. At this point, I would like to welcome to the ice Butch's daughter, Allison Roynan, and Butch's son, Darren Turcotte, for a ceremonial puck drop. I'd ask that Trappers Captain Jackson Cullen and Kapuskasing Captain Lexel Montaigne please come forward. All proceeds from today's game will be going to the Noah Strong Foundation, a charity that Butch was very fond of.
Harrison, if you weren't able to hear Mike Brito, the manager of the Trappers, Butch Turcotte was a huge force for hockey in North Bay. He essentially is regarded as the father of AAA hockey here in North Bay, and legendary Pine Hill Coffee Shop team that went on to win the Midget AAA championship with his son Darren Turcotte, who went on to have a very successful NHL career. And people who follow hockey in North Bay know that Darren has gone on to create an incredibly successful Lakers women varsity program with our Nipissing University here in North Bay.
Had the pleasure of calling a few women's Lakers games myself. They are an extremely exciting team, and we have exciting action ahead of us right now. We have the Trappers going right to left in their home reds, and the Flyers winning the faceoff going left to right. Flyers battling to get the puck out of their own zone and will send the puck towards the ice. Quick clear by netminder Logan Coates as the Trappers look to break out. Quick scramble along the slot there, and the Flyers effectively clearing it to neutral ice, and will dump that in, get a quick change off. Trappers now with speed. Cutting in and circling back in neutral ice, looking to get reorganized and break back in. It's the top line here for the Trappers as they fight here in the corner. Quick shot towards the slot, deflected into the corner. Back to the blue line. Dancing, walking, firing. Hit some traffic in front. And back to the blue line. Quick shot towards, tip, hits the back of the net. Puck is blown dead as it will go onto the back meshing of the Flyers net, and we'll have an offensive zone face-off.
Yeah, and a couple of interesting points here, Harrison. We've got Cam Lockhart, our power forward for the Trappers, is out on a suspension. We do have Aiden Bahari back, North Bay Battalion draft pick. He'll be back on defense. And yesterday, the Trappers were playing a little bit shorthanded, playing with 15 skaters and with no Aiden Bahari. And we have Michael Deck, who's been a really solid defenseman for the team. He's out for another number of months with a jaw injury.
Flyers will win the face-off and try and clear. They do so effectively, but is regained at center ice. It is gathered once again, and the Flyers just battling back and forth with the Trappers along their own blue line. They will successfully dump in the puck on Logan Coates in net for the Trappers. Just regrouping. sent along the boards and up into the offensive zone for the Trappers. Quick shot towards the slot, looking for the redirect, but it will bounce out towards the blue line, and the Trappers will start the cycle. Regaining. Quick pass to the slot, goes high glove, and the Trappers are up early.
Nice feed there by Cosmic. Great finishing effort there by the Trappers. You know, they're exploiting. We've got Nicky from the North Rosico starting a net. He's a smaller size goaltender, and sometimes with a smaller size goaltender, if you don't have good depth awareness, you give up what we call that aerial angle. And on that particular play, they went glove side aerial angle, and a nice finishing play there by the Trappers.
Lots of uncontested time there in the slot for Cosmic to get that shot off, and the Flyers look to respond now, getting deep into the Trapper zone. Quick centering pass is knocked away, and the Trappers will send it up toward neutral ice, but will have it turned over. Flyers now tipping it in, but just as quickly it is sent back up neutral ice, back into the Flyer zone. Is Cosmic once again sending the puck around, and quick shot from just below the blue line into the corner. Flyers now. Number 14, Mantari, who sent it in, and then Lamontagne will dump it in for a change for the Flyers. Regained by the Trappers, and a long stretch pass, looking for the tip, but will be missed and called for icing, and we will have a face-off back in the North Bay Trappers zone.
That's a little better start for the Trappers today, more in line of what they would have expected. Yesterday they had a slow start. They had some chemistry issues with a lot of line adjustments. They seem to be on their toes today, and so we'll look to see if they can maintain that.
The draw is won by the Flyers, but the Trappers regaining control, fighting along the corner, and will take it behind their net. Is Buckman coming up with speed and just maintain control, but eventually stripped by the Flyers. And just a continuous fight here. Trappers behind the net, goes for the wraparound, pops out to the slot, and the Flyers on the rush now with speed, but are stopped along neutral ice. Flyers will dump the puck in and chase after it. It is number 98 going after it for the Flyers, but is quickly regained by the Trappers as they have been in control here for the majority of this period. It's Garley with it, sending it down behind the Trappers' net and regained. The Flyers have been doing a really good job of stripping pucks, making sure that the Trappers aren't getting too many sustained time with pressure, but so far they're cutting in quickly and being stopped up by good sticks by the Trappers now on the breakout. 2-on-3 and down into the corner. Again, the Flyers able to take the puck and now send it in deep. Not quite gaining the red line, will force an offensive zone draw for the Trappers, and just like that, another opportunity to score and extend their lead.
Yeah, and you know, with Cam Lockhart out on a game suspension, power forward Cosmic, as Coach Josh Dale was telling me, was going to be getting some more opportunity to play today, and that was a wonderful assist from that he fed Scott Siegel to get that goal. And so Cosmic is going to be looking to get a little more ice time today, and right now he's making good on it.
Shot from the high slot is blockered away into the corner. One back by Proctor. Down to the corner now. Quick pass into the slot, but a good stick on it by the Flyers. By Garley. We'll keep that at bay. Centering pass knocked away. And a bit of a scuffle now in the corner. Trappers sending it all the way out to their own end, and the Flyers will take the opportunity to change after some extended zone time by North Bay. Broussard now passing to the high slot. Drop pass. Quick shot on net, but knocked away. Good rush opportunity there from North Bay, and they'll regroup in their own end and once again break out. Dumping the puck in, getting a change off, and the Flyers looking to build back some momentum here. They've been hemmed into their own zone for quite a while. Just an oppressive forecheck, forcing them to make quick passes as they will clear the puck. That one will find Coates and negate the icing. Now Trappers into the zone, into the slot with the shot deflected high off of the glove of the Flyers goaltender.
Looks like the Trappers have come to play today. They're showing some of that fluid motion and that solid defensive structure that really has helped lead to a lot of their great offense this year, and they seem to be playing with some confidence today. And I know Coach Josh Dale had a fairly stern message for them after yesterday's kind of lackluster start to the game.
And a quick shot, rebound, and goal banged home by the Trappers, keeping up the pressure. And now up 2-0 with 13:51 remaining in the period. They know that they're the best team in the league. They just need to play like it. And with that, they will extend their lead here. Rob?
Yeah, that was Owen Head on the first shot, and then I believe Brunet got the rebound. And these guys are tenacious. I love that word. And if you're going to leave pucks and unattended in the crease on rebounds, these guys are going to hunt them and they're going to finish, and that's exactly what happened there.
Flyers try to get something going, but once again icing the puck, giving the Trappers another offensive draw. They'll make a change before doing so, just looking to put as much space between them and the Flyers early. They've successfully done so. As we said, 2-0 now. But you want to avoid a situation like yesterday where you're down, you're not playing to your full potential. And you want to make sure that you're getting another 2 points at the end of the day here. Flyers looking to clear, but held in and wrapped around. Quickly knocked out to center ice. And Cullen will take control of the puck, send it back out to neutral ice. And the Trappers are just content to play at their own pace, look for passes, and get going. As they knock the puck into the zone, Flyers will clear, successfully tip the puck into the Trappers zone now, and the Trappers trying to get something going here. Quick breakout passes into the high slot area, wrapping around back towards the blue line, and dumping the puck in. Flyers are doing a bit better job at clearing the puck out of their own zone, not getting hemmed in, trying to bring this in within one. Held into the blue line, shot through traffic. Coates finds that handily and blockers that away into the corner. Scuffle now, Flyers, quick dangle, but knocked away by a Trappers defender. Trappers now with numbers. Quick little poke into the corner and back to the blue line. That's Proctor. Flicking it towards the net. Tipped aside by Calbert. Scrappy play here in the Flyers zone. But again, the Trappers keeping up aggression. And the Flyers just trying to stop another puck from going to the net. Nice stretch pass. 1-on-2. Nice little pop and knock move by his red easily. Broussard now cutting in. Fires it towards the slot. Backhand looking for the tip. But the Flyers on that one quick. Get a good stick on it. Flyers now moving into the zone on the far side faceoff dot. Wrapping around the net towards the blue line. Just kept in. And looking to dump it back in. But the Trappers quick with good sticks on it. Dump the puck in and have been more than content to just grind along the boards and make opportunities for themselves. Like now, quick pass and shot from the low face-off dot. Now establishing, tip, and just gets through the legs of Rassicot and into the far corner. Quick shot on net and back around. Lots of opportunities here for the Trappers as they're keeping up the pressure. Centering pass is knocked aside, but is stripped Dangle. Pass. Nice pad save by Rascott. And the Trappers now in the slot. Flinging the puck. So much chaos happening in front of the Kapuskasing Flyers net. But being held at bay, keeping this a 2-0 game is Rascott. He's looked fantastic so far despite 2 goals. Coach will blocker the puck into the corner. And once again, the Trappers looking to keep up the pressure. An extended period here with 0 whistles as the Trappers are keeping up the pressure now. Light backhand will be deflected aside. Back up to the blue line, and Rascott didn't quite get all of that one. As the Flyers are just trying to ease off the pressure of the Trappers here as they are just relentless on the forecheck. Turnover. Centering pass, but knocked aside.
Right now, Harrison, the Trappers are just exerting their will with their speed, and it seems to me right now that the Kapuskasing Flyers look to be a bit flat-footed and seem to be a bit energyless. And unless they can kind of find something in their water bottle to kind of boost those energy levels, I think it's going to be a very long game for them.
I agree. We've seen just an extended period of Trappers pressure, and the Flyers just can't seem to effectively clear it. They're forced to ice, keeping tired players out there, and they just can't get anything going right now. Trappers win the faceoff. Quick shot from the near side faceoff dot will be deflected by a stick, and the Trappers once again go on the cycle. Centering pass. Missed shot, and back to the blue line. Blue line now, number 76 for the Trappers. Ooh, we see Rascott go down. And the Trappers now trying to just keep up the pressure, and they have done so effectively now at the blue line. Cycling around. Misplayed puck, centering. Tipped in front, was knocked aside. Flyers flailing. And finally able to get a change off, easing off the pressure of the Trappers a little bit, but they're right back at it. Cosmic will bring the puck in. And again, just a flurry of shots being sent towards the net by the Trappers on the Flyers. Flyers just barely keeping this one at bay.
Well, obviously the Trappers today got the message from Coach Josh Dale. They had a very shaky start to yesterday's game. Not today. They've come to play. They're showing some great defensive structure, and I've always said good things happen when your defense is actively engaged, and the defense are keeping any shots that the few they've had outside the dots, and they're making this a pretty easy game right now so far for goalie Logan Coates.
Coates plays the puck off the side of his net now, and the Trappers, slight misplay in the corner by number 83.
And that's Aiden Bahari back after serving a 3-game suspension, and immediately we see his impact helping to kind of stabilize that back end today, Harrison.
And they've done a really effective job of that, Rob, as they've basically kept any effective play at neutral ice, forcing dump-ins, forcing many an icing, just exhausting the Flyers here early. It's a quick little chip play by the Flyers now with 98. Bourdon Lemoyne trying to get something going, but is turned aside easily by the stalwart defense of the Trappers. Trappers just playing with their food now at this point in their own end, as they send a stretch pass, and it looks like they might get called for too many men here.
I'm not sure what that call is. One thing, Harrison, that I've mentioned repeatedly with the Kapuskasing Flyers, first of all, I've really been struck with their battle and grind mentality. They've been a team, I've seen them play about 4 times now in the last couple of weeks, and they're not a team that will quit, but I just don't understand why they don't play more of a dump and chase game. They do have some big, strong forwards they're not necessarily a team that I would regard as a puck possession team that has a lot of ability to carry pucks, and I'm just a little surprised they don't play a little bit more of a dump and chase game to see if they can get some turnovers. So that's one thing we'll see if they do make an adjustment, but I really think that's going to be their only opportunity here to kind of garner any type of offense.
I agree, Rob. They've done a good job defending in their own zone, fighting hard along the boards. And the call is too many men, and it is Cosmic going to the box for that bench minor, giving us our first power play of the game, going to the Kapuskasing Flyers. Now cutting in. And behind the net, the Flyers look to get established and get something going, but the Trappers back-checking effectively and negating anything. Rascott plays the puck. He's out of his own net. It's intercepted. And a quick 1-2 pass will punish that dearly, and a shorthanded goal will go towards the North Bay Trappers. 3-0 now.
And I didn't fully get to see who that was who made that pass. I couldn't see the number there, but I'm not sure who that was.
It looks like it was Brassard.
Was it Brassard? Martin Brassard. And, you know, Martin this year has just shown some real heads-up play. He's been an offensive threat on his own, but what a beautiful play for him just to so patiently wait for Nicky from the north to kind of, you know, get out of position there. Again, probably Nicky would like to have that one back, but that does happen. You know, we want our goaltenders to play puck. I always want my goalies to play the puck. You realize if you're going to take the chance, those things can happen, but you just have to battle and grind and push through that. So unfortunate for Nicky there, playing that puck. He was trying to help his D out, but it didn't work out for him.
It was definitely the right play. Just caught trying to get back to his net and falling backwards. It was quite unfortunate. Still 1:04 remaining in the power play for the Flyers, and they will win the puck back into their own zone, try and get established here.
But it's a real testament, Harrison. You know, we have league leading Benny, Brunton with 64 points on the year, but this team can do it by committee. If you take a look at the score sheet today, I think we have just about, all three different scores. This is a team that can hurt you offensively many, many different ways. And then, of course, you always have to be on the lookout for Benny Brunton.
Absolutely. Just a ridiculous amount of firepower on that line, and the Flyers looking to bring it within two. Quick shot towards the net is deflected back to the blue line off a Trapper's skate. Down low. Cross ice pass now to number 98 of Bordeaux and Lemoyne. Back with the puck, and will dump the puck back in. Scramble around the net, and the Trappers come away with it. Held in at the blue line, and the penalty expires now with Cosmic rejoining the fray. Flyers now. Centered towards the slot. Cosmic comes away with it. The Trappers will make a change off the pressure. Flyers tried to break out, but held up at the blue line. And as the Trappers tried to go the other way, just slightly ahead of the play as trying to touch back, they will be called offside, and we will have a face-off outside the Flyer zone.
But, Harrison, you talk about all the firepower that the Trappers have, but, a lot of that firepower is engaged because of the solid back end, led by Captain Jackson Cullen and Aiden Bahari and Michael Deck, who's had a solid season out with injury, and you've got Zeke Proctor, who's come in as a rookie, who's done a great job. Carter Buckman's been great on the back end, and Preston Sagan Hutchison. So to a man, Coach Josh Dale has this team firing literally on the proverbial all four cylinders.
Indeed. And we've seen the defense just hold the blue line effectively and be really effective at these extended zone time by the Trappers just again and again. And from the blue line is a shot that goes high, deflecting off a stick. Into the corner now. Trappers will come away with it. With the Flyers back-checking effectively and finally clearing the zone. Trying to go on the rush. Quick cut in. It's number 9, Beauchamp. Into the corner. But the defense of the Trappers, as you were saying, Rob, just staying solid. And now a quick little poke will force an opportunity, but the Flyers come away with it quickly. Centering pass intercepted at neutral ice.
And the Kapuskasing Flyers, if they're going to make those types of passes in the neutral zone, they're going to pay dearly. So they've got to be a lot cleaner coming to the neutral zone. Now, I would be greatly remiss, Harrison, if I didn't mention that, all the firepower, the great defensive play, and I am biased, but is set up by Carson Ruddy and Pad Boy Logan Coates, who've just been two of the top goalies in the league and league-leading goalies. And, just to a man, they've all worked together to create a great season so far.
An outstanding season, absolutely, Rob.
But nothing matters, Harrison, until you get the job done. And our coaching staff and players realize it's a one game at a time. And you know what? Anything can happen in the U18 AAA League. And there's been an awful lot of jostling going on here with some pretty surprising wins taking place. So anything can happen in the U18 AAA League.
And as the Trappers regain the puck that was dumped into their zone, this time not ice, and turnover at center ice. Quick little opportunity there for number 51, Gagnon, trying to make something happen, trying to get his team back on the board. But a quick defensive stick there negates that play. Puck now at center. Dumped in again by Gagnon. Trying to establish some sort of forecheck here, but the Trappers are just as quick breaking into the zone. Brunton with the puck behind the net, centering pass, knocked aside by a defender, and back towards the blue line. At the blue line, just kept in. Dancing now, but an error, and the Flyers in on a breakaway. In, out, and to the back of the net. What a move, what a heads-up play by number 77, Lamontagne, will get the goal on the breakaway.
And that's exactly the player that Carter Buckman didn't want to actually get that breakaway. Lex is their number one scorer, and they're really big offensive threat, I guess, one of their only real offensive threats on that team. Unfortunate that Carter lost the puck on the blue line there. I thought he was going to make that play, but just went to the wrong guy, and well executed by Lex Lamontagne to get that goal for Kapuskasing.
They've been doing a very good job at that and sparking some life into them. Bring this within 2 minute 23 remaining in the period. 3-1 now the score, and we will have a face-off just outside of the Trappers zone as the play was slightly offside.
And it's a testament, Harrison, again, to the U18 AAA League. I mean, you look at the scoreboard, 3-1, that's nothing. That's not insurmountable. But for the most part, this period has been dominated by the Trappers, even though the scoreboard doesn't necessarily reflect that.
Well, as we saw in yesterday's game, it's not over till it's over. It's the Trappers now trying to play till this buzzer at the last minute of play in the first period. Puck dumped in, but knocked aside in the shin pad of a Flyer. Now moving in with that solid back end, stopping the rush. And the Trappers on their own, quick drop pass into the corner, circling around now. Getting set up, 40 seconds. And the Flyers now in a 2-on-2, but forced off. Moreau had to dump in the puck. And the Trappers trying to get something going in the dying seconds here of the period. Chasing, checking, and knocked aside. 20 seconds now. Flyers really just looking to avoid disaster at the end of the period. 10 seconds now. Keeping that momentum, stretch pass. 5. Quick, dance in, shot, and stopped aside by Coates. A last-second opportunity by the Flyers to bring it within one is turned aside by excellent positioning by Logan Coates. 3-1 is the score at the end of this period. Some initial thoughts on the beginning of this game, Rob?
Well, I mean, I think ultimately there, even though, Preston Sagan Hutchison would like to have that back, he got kind of puck watching there. Logan bailed him out with a good save, and that's good. That's what our goalies need to do. I think ultimately the coaching staff, Trappers came out with a much better start, pretty much dominated that period. Having said that, I don't think there's going to be any panic. This is their game to lose. However, the Kapuskasing Flyers are going into the period saying, boys, we came out flat. We didn't have a lot of energy. We didn't have a lot of offensive threats, but we're only down 3-1. But I do think in order for Kapuskasing to win this game, they're definitely going to have to put something in the water bottle, get their energy levels up, and try to generate a lot more offense than they did in that first period.
I certainly agree, Rob. Still lots of hockey left to be played here on a wonderful Sunday from North Bay Memorial Gardens. I'm Harrison, he's Rob, we got Mike on the camera, and we got Trappers hockey. After the break, stay tuned.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being in that minder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie-resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency. Welcome to the Clubhouse by Gateway Golf. Located on Oak Street East in North Bay, with over 200 plus real-time courses, simulator arcade games, and delicious eats, the Clubhouse is North Bay's newest social hangout. You can book times now at gatewaygolf.ca or come visit at 245 Oak Street East in North Bay, Ontario. The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being in that minder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
Welcome back, everybody, to North Bay Memorial Gardens. I'm Harrison, he's Rob, and you're watching Trappers Hockey. Trappers lead 3-1 after the first period. We'll give you a quick scoring rundown. The first one, quickly, was Scott Siegel, assisted by Noah Cosmic and Liam Starcevic. Second one was Tyler Brunette, assisted by Starcevic once again. And then Benjamin Brunton just adds on to his total, assisted by Martin Broussard. A nice heads-up play after a misplayed puck by Rassicot. And the other assist on that was by Michel Colbert. And then Lex Lamontagne has the only Kapuskasing Flyers goal after he stripped the puck at the blue line and had an excellent breakaway goal.
And again, Trappers scoring by committee, but hats off to Benny Brunton. That's 65 points on the year and counting. So, you know, again, like we've said, Harrison, and early in the telecast, they have a lot of players and they can score a lot of different ways. And so if the Kapuskasing Flyers have any chance of getting back into this, they're going to have to get on their toes and they're going to have to show a little bit more energy.
Flyers now going right to left, Trappers going left to right. As the Flyers, with some energy, bring the puck into the Trappers zone. Into the near side corner, centering pass, but is intercepted at the far side faceoff dot. Now Trappers looking to break out. Quick little move up to the red line and dumped in. Hard check into the corner. Back to the blue line, quick shot from distance is handled handily by Rassicot.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about it in the first period too. You know, again, I really believe that outside of Lex Lamontage and, you know, in terms of his offensive capabilities, for the Flyers to get back in this, they're going to have to go hard in a dump and chase type of game, and I'm really going to be interested to see how they respond after that first period when they were pretty much dominated.
And the Flyers now cutting into the zone. Quick little chip pass to Moreau. Into the corner, back up to the blue line is Fournier, who sends it back in. Moreau chasing after the puck, but the Trappers come away with it. Trappers now in the 2-on-2, quick cut-in move. And what a save by Rassicot as he fully extends, gets his glove on it, and the Flyers will go out the other way now. It's Abraham bringing the puck into the zone. Abraham now circling around to the near side boards. And quick pass, Coates, quick save, another pad on it. Scramble in front of the net, and the Trappers come away now. 4-on-2, 4-on-3 now breaking out. Cutting in, dumping, pass, slot, shot, scores! What a goal, what a sequence, oh my goodness. 4-1 Trappers.
That looks like it was Owen Head who got that. Again, real heads up, basically eyes were up, Nicky didn't have a whole lot of chance on that. Probably would have had to get out a little higher in order to stop that. But nice passing sequence, and that's something that Coach Josh Dale works really, really hard on with the boys in practices is that pinpoint passing. And you'll notice the precision and the speed of which these guys pass the puck, but really nice finishing move by Owen Head there.
And that starts with an excellent save sequence by Coates, allows the breakout to occur. Trappers with numbers just know where they are able to get that one going. As the puck now goes back into the Flyers zone, as they try to bring it back within 2 points now. Held up at the blue line, but the puck is handled by Bourdon Lemoyne as he sends that shot quickly towards Coates, and Coates grabs that with the glove, and we'll have a draw in the Trapper zone on the near side boards.
And you pointed it out, Harrison, there was kind of like a 3-shot flurry there, and Logan Coates kind of stopped them, and from those stops, that led basically to the offense, and that's where we say, defense leads to offense. Well, that's a prime example of it right there.
Fight here now in the corner as the Trappers break it out and chip it in, as the puck gets bounced along the boards from neutral ice to Rascott, and we have a draw in the Flyers zone. 17:24 remaining here in the second frame.
That's one thing that the Trappers are always going to do, and they've done well this year, is they will puck hunt. And you will even notice on that play, forwards will go to the net. So if you're a goaltender, you always have to be keenly aware that these guys are not going to back off of pucks. They're going to go and they're going to hunt.
Trappers fighting now along the boards up to the blue line. Shots deflected and dumped back in. Cycling now to the slot, but the puck is turned away and regained, changing hands, and the Trappers will get the puck back at neutral ice, chipping it up. Paquette dancing outside the blue line, cross-ice pass, but a nice defensive play by number 77, Lamontagne, will make it difficult. Lamontagne will send the puck around to his teammate, but the Trappers keep it going at neutral ice. And the Flyers just fighting now in their zone. Big check along the boards there as the Flyers tried to break out. That's Lassard getting leveled at his bench. Trappers now try to cut in, but it is stopped aside as Owen Head was just a little bit behind his teammate, and the play will be called offside.
And that was Aiden Bilharry, one of the D for the Trappers, carrying the puck. That's another kind of key to success this year, that Coach Josh Dale has really encouraged the defense to actually, when able, to have heads up and move that puck. And that's been another kind of one of those intangibles that has really led to some of the success that the Trappers have had this year.
Flyers sent the puck all the way down the ice, and we will have a draw back in their zone.
I always have to give my obligatory shout out to the officials here. Harrison, we always talk about this league as a development league, and we appreciate the officials. It's a tough position, but we need to develop officials, and we need to bring officials into the game to kind of keep this game and this league growing. So hats off to our linesmen and our officials. We appreciate what they do. You may not always agree with what they do, but we certainly appreciate with what they do.
Absolutely. Takes everybody to make this wonderful sport of hockey happen, especially in towns like this, especially in development leagues, as the Trappers stop a rush and go 2-on-3 the other way. Cutting into the zone is Brunton. Toe drag, centering pass, one-timer.
Oh,
and
come on.
It is another goal for the Trappers. That was an outstanding play, an outstanding read, and an outstanding one-time shot by Cosmic.
Yeah, outstanding shot and finish by Cosmic. But if you are not a Benny Brunton believer, I was watching Benny, and before you know it, that pass was kicked out on the backhand from behind the goal line right onto the stick of Cosmic. And if you ask Benny and you say, Benny, what do you think one of your key attributes as a hockey player is? And he'll say his hockey IQ. Full on display right there. But then again, excellent heads-up finishing touch by Cosmic.
Trappers winning the face-off here and looking to extend their lead. Again, if you're just joining us, score is 5-1 now for the Trappers here. About a quarter of the way through the second period.
And I believe that's 66 points now for Benny Brunton.
Just casual 66 points on the season, you know. Just extending that as the Flyers with a really good chance off the rush.
Well, I know the coaching staff for the Trappers, and they're a great bunch of guys, and I guarantee that, you know, the job here today is not to just go out and get points. They need to continue with their offensive and defensive structure, and they need to play the game with integrity and precision.
Flyers now. Quick shot on Coates is blockered away, and that was Lamontagne picking his corner, and just a nice reaction save by Coates keeps this 5-1 with 14:41 remaining.
You can't win at any level, Harrison, without solid goaltending. Whether you're talking, you know, at the lowest level of U11 all the way up to NHL, and the importance of having solid goaltending. And obviously, I'm goalie, you know, centric, but I tell you, it's just such a stabilizing factor to have solid goaltending night in and night out.
And a nice centering pass there by the Flyers, are able to get their second on the board, and that's just a missed assignment in front of the net as Gavin Garley is able to put home that one high on Coates.
Kind of just what we're talking about right there. You know, you got to stay with your defensive structure. You can't get too, you know, focused on the scoreboard or on getting points, because U18 AAA hockey, I sound like a broken record, but the game can change quick, momentum changes quick, and the scoreboard changes quick, Harrison.
Indeed, we saw that yesterday in the matchup between these very two teams as the Flyers had the lead throughout the first 40 minutes, and then the Trappers had 7 unanswered, and the Flyers are just going to keep up the pressure here as Garley again cutting in, drops it back to his teammate. And the Flyers now with a bit of spark will try and keep up that pressure. Weird bounce that makes its way into the glove of Rascott as he plays it for his teammate. Spinning around now is Hallett, and the play will be called dead.
It looks like we have an interference penalty coming up here now. Again, discipline is really, really important, and so now we've just given a little bit of momentum back to the Kapuskasing Flyers, and then it looks like Colton Lazoy is going to the penalty box for 2 minutes. And again, momentum and energy, it can shift really quick at this age and stage, and this is a real big opportunity right now for Kapuskasing to try to regain, you know, again, some more energy and momentum.
And this Mentari shot is deflected into the corner and sent down the ice by the Trappers. Last time the Trappers had to kill a penalty, they ended up getting a shorthanded goal. The Flyers now flying up the ice, trying to make sure that doesn't happen again. Lamontagne loses the puck, but the Flyers keep up the pressure, now circling around behind the net. Into the near side face-off dot. Passing back and forth. Lamontagne sends it all the way around, back up to the point to Gagnon. Sent to the slot and sent just high over the net. A great opportunity there for the Flyers as the puck bounces over the blue line, and they'll have to regroup. Trappers able to make a quick line change as the Flyers enter the zone. Just a minute remaining in the power play for the Kapuskasing Flyers as the Trappers make a nice defensive move. Send it out to center ice as Brunette makes a play, and looks like there's going to be a penalty here. Tripping going against Finn Mentari, and we will have 45 seconds of 4-on-4 should a puck not go into the back of the net.
You know, Finn Mentari is a player that yesterday, he's in the play, he's in it to win it, and he's an aggressive player. He had a few penalties yesterday, but he's a player that I've enjoyed watching, and you know, plays with passion and plays with some heart. But again, getting a penalty right now kind of takes some of that advantage and possible momentum that could have come from getting a power play goal away.
The last thing, if you're the Flyers right now, that you need to give the Trappers is space, because they will utilize that quickly. But Flyers now in their own zone, trying to break out. Will send the puck all the way down the ice, and it will have the legs for icing, and we'll have a draw back in the Flyer zone. 21 seconds remaining in this 4-on-4.
I said it in yesterday's telecast that speed kills on the highway. Our OPP will always tell us that, but speed kills in hockey, and that's certainly one of the advantages that the Trappers have against this Kapuskasing team is they can close gaps and they can close angles quickly with their speed advantage.
Flyers doing a good job at winning faceoffs, but an awkward bounce towards Rasicot makes things weird as the Flyers lose control. Brunton passing it to Brassard, and we have another goal for the Trappers, 6-2 now.
Okay, again, great finishing by Marty Brassard, who has been an offensive threat this year, has scored some beautiful goals, but again, set up by that masterful passing by Benny Brunton there, and that's another point to add to his point total. So I don't know, is that 3 or 4 points for Benny Brunton today? He had a 6-point game yesterday. I don't know what, is that 2 or 3 assists? We'll have to check the scoring on that. But again, doing it by committee and doing it with open hearts and great team play.
The 4-on-4 has now expired. The Trappers will have an abbreviated power play with a minute remaining on the infraction against Finn Mentari. And the Trappers will be content just to take their time, get set up, and get going. As the puck is sent briefly into the Flyers zone, but they're able to grab it uncontested and send it back into their own zone, killing off precious seconds and trying to keep this game at a 4-point spread. Once again, clearing down. That's LaMontagne in on the forecheck. But knocked aside. 20 seconds remaining, and the Trappers will get one last push to extend their lead. Dumped in now towards the net and slapped aside. 9 seconds remaining, held up in at the blue line. Brassard over to Brunton. Circling around and pops it in past Rasicot. And in the dying seconds of the power play, we got another goal.
And this time it was Brassard to Benny Brunton, I believe. So it was Marty Brassard saying, here, I'm going to set you up now. And it didn't even look like Benny was actually trying to finish on that. But again, just some wonderful passing on display and some great finishing touch there. And we're going to have to take a minute here at some point just to check out what the point totals are today for Benny, because he's now approaching the 70-point mark.
Trappers now cutting in, scoring. As number 93, Owen Head, just picking his spot and beating the glove side of Rasicot. That's got to be like 3 goals in less than a minute here, Rob. Yeah,
and again, a kind of feel for the Kapuskasing Flyers. It looks like they're going to be making a goaltending change here. They're a team that, I have heralded as having no quit. They seem to come out energyless today. They didn't seem to have much spirit right from the get-go. But I think, to finish off the game with some integrity, I've complimented them in the last number of games. I'd really like to see them, try to get that battle and grind mentality back, because if they don't, this is a Trappers team that is not going to make the last period and 10 minutes easy on them.
Absolutely, as we see number 33, Kuzi, is coming in to the net for the Flyers as the Trappers try and break out here, but the puck will have the legs for icing as there's a race between Mentari and the Trapper, and we'll have a face-off back in the North Bay Trappers zone.
Now, the score wouldn't have indicated it, but Kusi put some really strong minutes in yesterday, and we didn't have a shot clock. But, sometimes the goals against average and the metrics that are posted up here on our league don't tell the whole story. But Kusi had a really solid effort yesterday, and he'll have to come in here today and see if maybe he can shut the door for his team and give them a little bit of energy.
Quick little shot towards the net by Bourdon Lemoyne. Makes Coates think fast and stop the puck. We'll have another draw in the Trappers zone. 9:40 remaining here in this second frame of hockey here at North Bay Memorial Gardens. 8-2 the score for those just joining us, and a flurry has occurred in the past couple of minutes here as special teams went to work. And Brunton and Brassard both picking up a goal and an assist each. Now it's Cullen in behind his net, looking to start the Trappers breakout. Carrying up the ice, but whiffs on it. And it's Lamontagne making him pay. Cut in, quick move, and what a save by Coates.
And that's 2 times that Lex has capitalized on some errors by the Trappers defense, and the wrong guy to let that happen. The Logie coach just basically says, sorry, Lex, I got to shut this one down.
And again, as we were talking, Lex makes another shot, and Coates makes another excellent glove save.
Yeah, and again, Lex, number 77 for Kapuskasing, he is their offensive threat, and he got their first goal on that breakaway, and he's not the guy that you want to be coughing the puck up if you're a Trappers D.
Trappers now sending the puck into the zone. Mentari plays it, but the Trappers keep up pressure. Cycling around to the far side half wall and into the corner. It's Finn Mentari playing the puck. But the Trappers just keeping up the pressure, and the Flyers finally clearing their own zone. A little flip in towards Coates will bring a whistle and another draw in the Trappers zone. 8:26 remaining. And Rob, if you're the Flyers coach, what's the message to the guys? What do you got to keep doing here?
Well, my message is every shift is another opportunity for success. Everybody needs to go out there and battle and grind. We need to finish the game with integrity and with heart. And this is a team that I have complimented several times that I have seen do that. So I'm suspecting that is something that these guys, when they get to that second period intermission and they get a chance to reset, refocus, re-energize, I'm sure they're going to come out with their heads held high in the third period and try to finish this game off with some integrity.
Indeed, as the Flyers enter the Trappers zone now, try to get something going here. But it's Moore in with the puck. Into the corner and sends it back out towards the blue line. High flip pass is hit with a high stick. But it's not called, as the Flyers were able to get the first stick on it. Again, the Trappers with numbers. Cross ice pass misses his mark, and the Flyers now in a brief 2-on-1. Passing, shooting, and gloved down by Coates.
And again, Trappers D just caught on the pinch there, and I know the coaching staff is going to say, boys, we're not hunting for points here. We want to play with our defensive structure, right? We want to provide that support for Logie Coates. That was a good save by Logan Coates. He had good depth awareness there, and made a good save there based on kind of that, what I would call ill-advised pinch.
Most of the scoring opportunities for the Flyers have come off of reading defensive breaks by the Trappers and getting those odd man rushes or breakaways even. It's the Trappers now trying to break out and are stopped in their tracks by the defensive play of the Flyers. Quick little chip pass up to Lamontagne, who is stonewalled at the blue line.
I mean, with an 8-2 lead, Harrison, you're looking to finish the game also with some integrity and with some discipline.
And a quick pass is stopped by the Trappers. And you just got to keep up the pressure, keep playing your game, playing solid. and good things are going to happen if you're the Trappers. But the second that you give an inch to the Flyers, they're going to take advantage of it, as we've seen multiple times throughout this game, throughout yesterday's game. And as you said, play with integrity. Play with your hand held high. Fight along the blue line here as the Trappers come along with it into their own zone. And the Flyers now seeing a break, goes for the stretch pass. It finds Coates. Coates will play the puck. Chipping it over. Number 91, Lassard on the Flyers. And tipped into the net, into the opposing zone by the Flyers and the Trappers. Flyers just kind of cycling back and forth here, trying to find a hole in each other's defense. Trappers, quick little stick check there. Back and forth. The Flyers now bringing it up the ice, over the blue line. Number 91, Lassard, tries to make a move, but is stopped by a solid stick on the defense of the Trappers. 4:59 remaining here in the second frame of hockey here. Pass over to 98. Bourdon Lemoyne fires the puck on the net, but Coates stops that with the stick and sends it out past the blue line as the Flyers will regroup and the Trappers regain the puck behind their net. Bounce pass as they try and clear. As Head with the puck now. Little chip up to neutral ice. As Mantari sends it over to his teammate, but is intercepted. And Bourdon Lemoyne will send it over to his teammate. It's again Carrier looking for the pass to Bourdon Lemoyne, but the Trappers get in the way of it and create some traffic. Bourdon Lemoyne behind the net now. Sorry, that's Moreau. Fighting as the Flyers getting established here. Look to make a long pass, and it's a breakaway here for the Trappers, and it is angled off by a solid defensive play by the Flyers on the back check and maintaining this 8-2 scoreline.
Good job by Kusi there. Good depth awareness by him. Didn't give much of the net away there. So, yeah, good job by him coming in relief of Nicky from the north there. You know, a few goals Nicky would have wanted back. But, you know, I'm goalie-centric, and Nicky will be back bigger, badder, better. I'm confident of that. He's a good kid. He's got good work ethic. And like I said, I had a chance to meet Nicky a number of years ago when he trained extensively with 360 goaltending and Danny Spence. So goaltending is not an easy position, but I guess when you sign up for it, you have to learn how to overcome and not be overcome by games like this.
Indeed, he had a really solid first period, a 3-1 scoreline after 20, and a lot of opportunities turned aside despite them being many for the Trappers, as the Trappers now look to make a centering pass, but a solid skate by Hallett will negate that. At center ice now, 3-on-3, as the Trappers try and make a play. In a fight now for the puck in the Trappers' corner. It's 91 Lassard with many a Trapper. Lamontagne with Lassard. But the Trappers with numbers will clear the puck out of their own zone and up to Cosmic, who will send the puck in towards Kuzis, and the puck will be called dead at 2:36. And we will have an offensive zone draw. Just minutes remaining in this period. And things have kind of seemed to go into a bit of a lull here, Rob, as the period progressed. After that flurry of goals, after Kuzis is coming to the net. What's your assessment of that?
Well, my assessment of that is I know this coaching staff. I'm out every Thursday morning with the goalies, and this coaching staff, I say with a level of respect, has a lot of integrity here. They're not out to embarrass other teams. I know the message to the Trappers is they want them to play with integrity. They want them to play with discipline. They're not out here to embarrass other players, but they also want to finish strong. So, and I respect that. And, this game of hockey is about respecting your opponent. Yeah, we're out there competing, but, we're trying to develop these young men into leaders both on and off the ice. So I'm pretty sure the message is, boys, we're here to finish this game. We're not here to disrespect other players, but we're going to play hard, but we're also going to play with discipline and integrity.
And playing hard has led to this opportunity here for the Flyers, who are now on the power play as Moore got a holding call on the back check, trying to negate a rushing opportunity for the Flyers. Minute 49 remaining in the power play, 2:09 in the period, and an opportunity for the Flyers to get on the board.
And I mean, with that being said, Harrison, an 8-2 lead, in the U18 AAA League, that is not necessarily insurmountable, right? So
absolutely,
that's why you've always got to finish hard, and you've always got to, have that battle and grind mentality. But sometimes, taking your foot off the gas pedal, and before you know it, you look up and it's like, whoa, yeah, look where we're at.
Well, that's kind of where we're at here in the second period, Rob, as we saw a 3-4 minute stretch here by the Trappers where they just laid on the pressure and the Flyers let off, and that leads us to the situation we're in here now as Lamontagne sends a puck towards the net, regrabs his own rebound, and goes behind the office of Gretzky, sends a centering pass out to his teammate Lassard, who had an excellent shot, turned aside by Coates. As the pressure builds in their own zone, and with 1:05 remaining in the power play, they cut in. Lassard with the puck, with speed, finds an excellent pass to his teammate, and an even better pad save by Coates. And we have a scuffle here in the corner now between Lamontagne, and it's hard to see the number here. It looks like 76 on the Trapper side. And you were talking about discipline here, and we're going to see some discipline handed out more than likely here after that altercation.
Yeah, and that's Jackson Cullen from the Trappers. And I didn't exactly see what kind of precipitated that. But again, that whole discipline. Yesterday we talked about, well, how, teaching teams how to win and how to finish off games. How do you do that? Well, it starts with discipline. Discipline, staying out of the box, not giving the other team the opportunity, for power plays. But discipline in terms of your defensive structures and your zone entries and your neutral zone covers. So the way you finish off games and the way you teach players how to win really, in my humble opinion, comes under the title of discipline. And that's really what Coach's message is. I think probably, going in with 1:16 left in the second period, I'm pretty sure on both teams that will be kind of a message.
Indeed, as the two folks go into the box are Lamontagne and Cullen. We will have a 4-on-3 here in the final minutes of the second period. Just a couple of clerical things to be sorted as we're trying to find the right folks going to the box. And we see another Trapper entering. So that will even out to a 5-on-3 in favor of the Flyers. And the best opportunity they've had to score all period. Quick drop pass across the ice here and up to the blue line, finding Gagnon. Sends it over to Mantari. Mantari with the shot, just goes wide. Diving play. Forces error, forces a breakaway, and a quick shot goes just high over the shoulder by Head.
Owen Head has been on a mission all night long, but I really like what Kusi did there. Got outside the blue, basically didn't retreat, and didn't give Owen much to shoot at. Good job by Kusi.
Finn Mantari now behind the net. Passing to his teammate. And a nice cross-ice pass, 30 seconds in the period. The fanned puck almost forces an error here, but is quickly grabbed back by Hallett. And then to his teammate. Hallett with the puck. Chops it towards Coates, and another dust up in front of the net here, as there is only the one penalty remaining, 13.9 seconds remaining in the period.
And we have to make mention here, number 51 for Kapuskasing is Braden Estabrooks, and I'm familiar with Braden. He's a former player from down here with the Trappers, and so Braden doesn't have a name on there. So I'm glad I received a text there mentioning that. Nice to see Braden again out there battling and grinding with Kapuskasing here today. So yeah, the old adage, Harrison, is you never want to get scored on in the last minute of a period. It's the old kind of conventional hockey wisdom. And you never want to give a team momentum going into a dressing room there. But with 14 seconds left, and now it looks like the face-off coming down in the cap end, looks like the Trappers will be able to kind of get out of this without getting scored on in that last minute, shall we say.
Well, we're back to 4-on-3 here, as there was an additional penalty handed out to Moreau of the Flyers, and the Trappers win. Quick cutting behind the net, and they win the face-off. Looks like the top line trying to get things going here. At 2-1 as the Flyers regain the puck and maintain control, and will leave this an 8-2 scoreline at the end of 40.
Well, I mean, obviously this is the Trappers' game to lose, and I don't think that, there's, right now if they continue to maintain structure and some of the energy and they play on their toes, then, certainly I don't necessarily see that happening. Having said that, both teams want to try to finish off, as I mentioned earlier, with discipline. And I think for the Kapuskasing Flyers, the message is going to be, boys, we are a team that prides ourselves in a battle and grind mentality. We don't quit on a puck. We don't quit on ourselves. And we don't quit on our teammates. And I've really appreciated that mentality that I've seen from that team. So I fully suspect that they're going to come out and they're going to take it one shift at a time, and they're going to try to win their shifts. Whether that leads to winning the game, that'll be a tough ask for them. But in the end, U18 AAA hockey, Harrison, anything can happen.
Indeed, Rob, anything can happen, and you'll have to stay tuned to this broadcast on Flow Hockey and the Frontline to see what happens here in the third period. I'm Harrison, he's Rob, we got Mike on the camera. Stay tuned, we got lots more ahead. Canadian Tire North Bay. Whether you're in need of a hockey gear upgrade or some cooking kitchenware to help get you fueled up for the big game. Maybe it's a set of new snow tires or a tune-up to help you get there safely. Stop by the newly renovated Canadian Tire North Bay. Open 7 days a week and located conveniently at 890 McEwen Avenue. They have everything you need for this season.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being in that minor, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to North Bay Memorial Gardens. I'm Harrison, he's Rob. We got Mike on the camera, and we got North Bay U18 Trappers hockey here. Welcome back to the third period, and before we get back into things, let's just do a quick, quote-unquote quick, breakdown of the goals that happened in the second period. To start things off, we had Owen Head, then Noah Cosmic. After that, Gavin Garley got the second of the Flyers' goals. And then we had Martin Brassard from Benjamin Brunton. Then we had Benjamin Brunton from Liam Strevick and Martin Brassard. And then finally we had Owen Head getting a goal and a flurry of penalties to close out that period. And we are back with the third. Lots more action to go, Rob.
Well, hats off to the Kapuskasing Flyers. I was just getting a bit of an update in between periods here. They're playing definitely with a skeleton bench. We want to wish Logan Hallett yesterday, I guess, had sustained an injury, and so they're definitely playing with down a number of bodies, and so they're going to do their best to battle and grind their way through this third period, and I know they will.
And we have the Flyers, Finn Mintari, with a chance on Logan Coates to start off this period. We are at 4-on-4 right now after trading infractions at the end of the second period. We have Moreau and LaMontagne in the bench for the Flyers, in the box for the Flyers, and we have Starcevic and Cullen remaining in the box for the Trappers. Trappers win it back. And we have a 2-on-2 developing with Brunette walking into the near side face-off dot, dropping it back to Cosmic. Cosmic over to his D partner. Starcevic to Cosmic. Cosmic back to Head. Head to Cosmic, and it is knocked behind the Flyers' net. Cross-ice pass to Head. Head between the legs, but is blocked aside by Kuzis. Up to the blue line now. Trappers cycling here. Trappers behind the net, and one pass too many will send it back into their zone. 20 seconds remaining in the Kapuskasing Flyers penalty. Starcevic loses the puck, and it's back to the Trapper zone. 3, 2, 1, and we are back to 5-on-5 as the Trappers try and get across the blue line of the Flyers, and they do. The Flyers flick the puck off the glass and out of play, and we will have a face-off inside the Kapuskasing Flyers zone.
Harrison, it's never ideal to have to kill off a penalty, but when you are running low on energy and you are running low on players, it's worst case scenario, because when you have to defend, it takes an awful lot of energy, and there's a lot of line disruption. And when you're already dealing with reduced energy levels and challenges getting line combinations, it's something that Kapuskasing is going to want to try to avoid here in the third.
And so far they've been handling it well as they lay a solid check on Paquette at their own blue line and look to get something going here back at 5-on-5. Quick shot is knocked aside by Coates. Follow up in the slot is turned aside. And the Trappers now skating up center ice. Paquette now. Quick shot is gloved easily by Kusis, and we will have a offensive zone draw for the Trappers. 17-18 remaining in the third period.
Gloved easily by Kusi, but, and confidently, and I love that active hand, eyes to puck. Again, I've really been impressed with Kusi this weekend. He's played some strong minutes for his team, and he's not giving up here.
Brassard flipped the puck towards the net, and it ends up in the back of it after a nice tip, and we have a goal here.
And that looks like I couldn't necessarily see whose skate that went off of, but Brassard put the puck to net. Good things always happen when you put the puck to net, but it looks like it just kind of deflected off a skate. I don't think that was a redirect with a stick, and I didn't see the number from up here in terms of who that was, Harrison, that will be credited with the goal.
Yeah, and apologies on the lack of a goal call. It looked like a routine just dump into the corner there and ended up in the back of the net. So
that looks like Colton Lazelle might be credited with that goal.
Yeah, Brunton sending the puck up to his line mate, and it is tipped out of play. We'll have a face-off. Looks like just outside of the Flyers zone.
I mean, good heads-up play by, Martin Brassard to get that puck to net. They always say, nothing bad happens when you get pucks to net, and I guess that was clearly the case there. Colton looks like, from my vantage point, looked like it might have went off his skate. So, again, a nice fortunate break for the Trappers and just a result of a good heads-up play to get puck to net.
And in the middle of that, looks like we have LaSalle heading to the box, and the Flyers are back on the power play.
Yeah, I haven't heard the actual announcement yet for who's getting credit for that goal, but I'm assuming that was Colton Loisel who did get that.
And indeed it is. That's Flyers cut into the Trappers zone, but it skips out past the blue line. Goes to check at center ice, is negated. We have Lamontagne with the puck over the blue line. Drop pass, turned aside. And the Trappers will be content to just loop that back towards their zone and dump it in to kill off some time on this penalty kill of theirs. Flyers looking to make something happen here. Quick play. Shot. Goes off the pad of a defending Trapper. Into the corner now. Flyers, 50 seconds remaining in the power play. Looping behind. Back into the corner, establishing the cycle. Cutting over. High slot now. And from the blue line, Beauchamp. Over now. Into the corner. Deflection is turned aside. And we have a brief breakaway here on the Trappers' end of things. Quick move on the outside and past Kusis. We have the 10th goal of the game for, looks like, Starcevic.
Yeah. Starcevic there on the breakaway. Again, came down with some speed. A bit of an unfortunate turnover there by Kapuskasing Flyers. And Kusi, I thought he had him coming back on that kind of inverted Y, but wasn't a whole lot of room there. But again, this year the Trappers' offense is potent, and to a man, they have the ability to finish. And so they've done it by committee this year, and that's just another example of Liam Starcevic getting on the board with a nice finishing play.
That is the second shorthanded goal of this game for the Trappers, as 4 seconds remain on the penalty kill. And we have Lozelle, entering the fray once again. Battle down in the corner of the Trappers zone, and they will come away with it. Puck chipped in behind the Flyers net. A little bit of contact made. Lozelle over to his defenseman. Broussard with the puck now. Up high to the blue line. Hits a body in front as the puck is sent towards the net. And Mentari looks to clear it, and it will enter the Kapuskasing Flyers bench. And we will have a face-off here. 14-11 remaining here in the third period. 10-2 the score if you're just joining us.
One of the things that young defensive players are schooled to do, Harrison, is, you know, back when I played in the 70s and 80s, it was basically wind up and blast it from the point. Today's shot selection and awareness and shooting from the point is really important. So you got to have heads up. You generally want to get pucks to positions where they can be tipped or deflected, and or the goalie's eyes are taken away. So, you know, most of the times the defense now are not just winding up and putting pucks to net. They're being a little bit more selective in that shot selection, or they should be.
Flyers in, try to go in behind the Trappers net and send it back out. We have Head bring the puck now into the zone of the Flyers. Little stick check of the puck here. Head up to the point. Nice tip in front of the net. Goes high and over. Quick reaction saved by Kusis off of a quick release from the blue line, and the Flyers will clear it to center. But a turnover. Starcevic and Burnett. But the Flyers come away with it now. Into the zone. Abraham sends one towards Coates. Coates sends that into the corner. And the Trappers send that out of the zone. Finn Mentari over to Lamontagne. Lamontagne in with the puck. Quick shot. And Coates closes the 5-hole and negates that goal.
And Lex has had a number of chances in this game, and that was a really solid save by Pad Boy, the birthday boy today. He had good angle on Lex, and again, you know, Lex has taken opportunity on a few of those chances and turnovers, and Logan was square to the puck, had good depth awareness, and otherwise that puck would have been in the back of the net.
Indeed, we've seen Lex Lamontagne have quite a few opportunities. He had the first goal of the game off of a nice defensive play, creating a breakaway for himself and getting the Flyers on the board. Flyers looking to add another as they enter the zone, but is quickly turned away by the Trappers.
And it's Logan Coates' birthday today, so nice of Lex not to ruin the party by burying that one, Harrison.
Indeed. A win is certainly a good birthday present here for anybody on the ice, including goaltender Logan Coates, and we will have a face-off just outside of the Trappers zone as the play was whistled offside. Trappers win the puck back. And we'll start the breakout. Paquette now. Into his teammate. And just as quickly, Beauchamp will send it to his and out of the zone. Lamontagne went to center it. Lamontagne now with the puck. Centered it around, and it looks like the net became dislodged as a couple of players scrambled around the net.
I want to tell an interesting story about Benny Brunton. I had the opportunity to work with his sister for many years, who's now with the Lakers. She's a goalie, and you know, Benny comes from a great hockey family, know the parents well, and you know, it's interesting how Benny has taken a disadvantage. Last year he was very, very discouraged by not getting drafted, and he took that discouragement, and you know, he's a stereotypical example of what we'll call the resiliency factor, somebody who, you know, didn't let last year's discouragement bring him down. And I think as a result of it, Harrison, he's going to have a lot more opportunities this year based on the numbers, the attitude, and what he's done.
He's had a heck of a game here and a heck of a season in general. Has his lines out here now. Laid on some pressure. As Broussard now dumping the puck into the Flyers zone. Well, will be cleared all the way back cleanly to the Trappers, and the Flyers back in with it. Abraham with the puck. Abraham around the net. Up towards the blue line. But his teammate can't quite have it. We have Broussard over to Brunton. Brunton sends it up high.
And again, it's hard for these guys to take their foot off the gas, and that's just a highly skilled play. Marty, what a pass. Benny Brunton, there's a lot of guys that aren't going to finish that play. And again, it's not like the Trappers right now are looking to run up the score right now, but when that play's given to them, you do have to finish on it. High skill, Marty Broussard again. He's had incredible season this year offensively too. And again, just there's a lot of players that aren't going to be able to put that pass there, and a lot of guys that aren't going to be able to finish it. So just a skilled play by both players.
And I believe that is the hat-trick goal for Brunton. Back-to-back games with hat-tricks and back-to-back days.
We're going to have to check the points on that, but I think Benny's got to be up to 70 points by now.
At this pace, it would be harder to believe not. Lamontagne up with the puck now. Tries to make a move. Has the puck, a nice centering pass, but no one there to meet it.
But I can tell you one thing, Harrison, about Benny Brunton. He's a team-first kind of guy. He's not looking at the points. Benny wants to win. He wants to win more than anything, and his compete level is really something that he prides himself in. And he's a team guy, so he's not looking to build up the points. He's looking to put the team first, and I know that for a fact with Benny. I have the opportunity to work with Benny as a part of my Mental Edge program. He's an incredible kid. I'm super excited. Coach Josh Dale's done an exceptional job of mentoring, Benny and all the players on the team this year. And so, again, this has been a success story right from the coaching staff right to a man.
And we have the Flyers back on the power play now as Starchevic heads to the box. Dancing along the blue line. Down low. Around the back of the net. Lamontagne centers it. Was kicked aside. Flyers buzzing now.
Good suck-it-up save there by Logan Coates. And one thing, not to get too goalie technical, but one of the things you're looking for in a goalie is to keep that puck in the center of the body, and Logan had good depth awareness there, and most importantly, not giving up any rebound on that shot.
He's done a very good job at either snagging it cleanly with the puck or sending it into the corners. He's very rarely had to scramble in front of his net to stop a rebound or rely on his teammates to clear one.
In goaltending, less is more, Harrison. And that's something that, I really try to instill in my goalies, that less movement, good quick feet, good body position. Less is definitely more.
And we see Abraham grab the puck and drop it to Lamontagne behind the net. 50 seconds remaining in this power play for the Kapuskasing Flyers, as they get it passed back to them by a Trapper clearing the zone. A little puck battle at center ice. We have Moreau over to Mantari. Mantari tries to send it in. Well, it's stopped up at the blue line as the Trappers clear the puck. 15 seconds now remaining on the power play for the Flyers. Flyers with speed. Centering pass to the slot, ends into the feet of the attacker. And it's now the Trappers back the other way.
And you'll see how the defense for the Trappers, they didn't do it quite as well yesterday, but today they've come back into their normal structure of keeping players outside the dots and not really allowing them to gain that middle of the ice. And, you know, when you've got a goalie like Logie Coates who's going to stay square to that puck and have good depth management, it's hard to get really solid offensive chances.
Trappers will win the puck battle. Back into their own zone. Simply getting set up here. Finding the best angle of attack, and they're not in any rush. They're up 11-2. They're here to play smart. They're here to play, as you mentioned, Rob, with integrity and play with discipline as they go up the ice now with an opportunity. Centering pass to the slot. Fired wide. Another centering pass. Goes to the other side of the ice. And the Flyers just unable to stop the shot, but are able to get a good stick on it. And we'll send that one wide. 7:05 remaining in the period.
Well, you look at the bench for Kapuskasing. They're down to, I think, 12 players, 12 skaters. I mean, I just really appreciate the battle and grind and the no quitting these guys. And, you know, hats off to the coaching staff because it's a heck of a job at best when you have a full bench. But when you're playing with, you know, with kids that are injured and tired and, you know, so I really, really appreciate and applaud that battle and grind mentality over there because they are playing tired. There's no doubt about it.
It certainly is commendable, Rob. And if you look at the way they've been playing on the ice, it hardly looks like a team that is tired. They've been playing with intensity. They've been playing heavy along the boards still, and they've been breaking out effectively as well as one can when faced with circumstances like this.
And they've done it every game I've watched them. So, you know, I watched them 2 games last weekend. I've watched them this weekend. So it seems to be a part of their DNA. They're not going to quit and certainly needs to be applauded.
Trappers in now, coming across the net. Turned aside. Puck fired around now, and the Flyers crossing the red line. Little chip pass up to the high slot area is chipped in towards Coates. 6:03 remaining, and we will have an offensive zone draw.
And, you know, I've already given credit to the coaching staff for the Trappers, but, you know, this is not a team that's going to run a score up. They're coached well, and the coaching staff has a lot of integrity here. And, you know, really, really important to teach kids to respect your opponents, to play hard. But I think that's just a really, really important part of the game.
Beautiful stretch pass up the ice. Quick move in, but nice defensive play by Abraham in his own zone. Negates the scoring opportunity, plays the body there. And Abraham putting in work here in his own zone. Puck finds its way to a Trapper and into the Trapper of Koozies. And we will have a draw in the Flyers zone with 5:42 remaining. Flyers have been playing defensively quite well in the past few minutes.
Well, you know, you want to respect your goalie, and you want to make sure that you play hard for your goalie because you know, with 5 minutes and 42 seconds left, you want to respect your goaltender. That's really important. And you know, if you're going to give up on the back end, your goalie's the guy who's going to pay for it. So that shows heart and that shows integrity. Just that willingness to compete for your goalie back there.
Trappers in behind the net, centering pass.
What a save.
Excellent save by Koozies. Robbing head there.
Good for him. Excellent save.
Head regains the puck at center ice and is content to just dump the puck in. Burnett in after it. Abraham with the puck now. Tries to send it up to Lamontagne, but it's tipped by a Trapper into his own zone. Nice pass up towards the blue line. And the puck gets over to Starchevic. Here comes Lamontagne with the puck fighting in the slot. Can't quite get a stick on it as he is defended well, and coach will cover that up. 4:43 remaining now. And a couple of nice opportunities there for the Trappers, but an outstanding save there by Koozies, absolutely robbing head
Yeah, Kusi actually, again, had a really strong game yesterday, even though the numbers don't show it. And, and if I can offer some words of encouragement to Kusi, you look at your goals against average, take your eyes off of those metrics and just focus on the game and enjoy the experience of competing and doing your best game in and game out, because, sometimes as a goalie, the goals against and all the metrics, they can kind of not tell the full story, because I've certainly enjoyed watching Kusi compete here the last couple of days.
Trappers come away with the puck. Cosmic with it, dancing around into the far side circles, sends it back into the slot, and now Flyers with the puck. Dump it in towards Coach, who sends it into the far side corner. Battle along the half wall. The Flyers come away with it. Abraham dumps it back in. 3:49 remaining in the period. Trappers with it. Scanning up the near side boards. Cutting in, cutting across, sending the puck toward Kusi. Turns that aside. We have a nice rush here for the Flyers. Looks to make a play and gets defended, and no call on the play.
And that, I believe, that was Ezekiel Proctor coming back hard, and I think because Zeke got his stick to puck first, strong play by Zeke to come back, and again, respect his goaltender, not want to give up that opportunity, but it looks like Kapuskasing is going to have to finish off the last 3 minutes and 20 with a penalty. Not ideal for a team that's really running on fumes.
Indeed. That is Hallett in the box. And the Trappers. We got the puck back at the blue line. Chips in along the near side half wall. And it was more up to his teammate. Cutting in now. Puck all the way back to the high slot. Whistles over the net. Towards the half wall. Back again. Circling around. A quick little pop off the side of the net. Nothing doing. An excellent fight here from the Flyers so far. Good stick, sends the puck over top and out of play. Minute 19 remaining in the period. 2:39 of the game. And we will have a draw still in the Flyer zone.
And you can see, the Cap players going to the bench. They are definitely a tired crew. And I found out it's a 5.5 hour drive back to Cap, so they've got a bit of a trek. So I'm sure there's going to be some boys sleeping on the way home.
Indeed. Into the net now. And behind the net is Brunton. Over to his teammate. Brunton now with the puck. Centering pass. Lots of Flyer sticks on it and negates any scoring opportunity there. Trappers will regain the puck. Now along the half boards into the circle, and a shot on net, and Kusi stops that one midsection. And 51 seconds now remaining in the penalty.
Good job by Kusi, because a lot of goalies on that kind of dot rush, I call it, they will look for the backdoor play, and they will basically kind of get away from their squareness or go what I call flat. And he remained square to the puck, and as a result was able to make that save.
Trappers now with the puck, still on the power play. Looping around the far side face-off dot, back up to the point. Near side dot, and a centering attempt was knocked aside, and the Flyers will clear it into their own bench. And the whistle will be called. A minute 48 remaining. Just trying to escape this one without another goal against. Still a great penalty kill here so far. Unable to clear the zone, but they've been fighting hard and making any chance that the Trappers have had a difficult one.
And that started with Kusi in the back end. Goaltending, like I've said, it can be a real difference maker, and your best penalty killer is your goalie, and he certainly has done a good job of that.
Here comes Moore into the zone. Cutting into the corner, back to the blue line. Over to the high slot, walking in, shot. Hits a player in front, and the puck knocks out of play. 8 seconds now remaining in the power play, and another offensive zone draw for the North Bay Trappers here.
Well, I mean, again, sound a little bit like a broken record, but if there's the one takeaway that this coaching staff, they can go away holding their head high. They haven't quit on each other. They haven't quit on their goalie, and I think most certainly that is a life lesson. Again, I'm super proud of these boys for battling and grinding their way, which is not an easy thing to do with the number of injuries they've been faced with and the small number of players they have.
Hallett out of the box, and it was Estabrooks with a nice shot there that rang off the post. Now it's Lamontagne in with the puck into the circle. Can't quite get the shot away as a defender's stick got on that. Less than a minute remaining now, 50 seconds.
And Lex has had a strong game today. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of offensive support down low there, but he's made some things happen, and he's a fun player to watch. I've really enjoyed watching him this weekend.
Very dynamic player. Can pour on the gas, but can also fight off hard along the boards and create opportunities for himself. Trappers try to get one last break in, but is turned aside. Lamontagne in with the forecheck. Coates sends it over to a teammate, and the Trappers will send it up the ice. Nice back check there by a Flyer. 10 seconds now. Lamontagne sends it across ice, and in the dying seconds, the Flyers will hold it into their zone, and that will take us to the final buzzer. 11-2 is your final score. Trappers win the back-to-back against the Kapuskasing Flyers, and just an offensive showcase here if you're the Trappers, and a story of resiliency here if you're the Flyers.
Well, yeah, for sure. And again, they battled and grinded their way through. It was evident early in the game they weren't going to have the energy and the staff to get the job done against a very potent offense brought today by the Trappers, led by league-leading point getter and scorer Benny Brunton, and we'll have to check to see what he's up to there, but I think he might have hit the 70-point mark today. Have to see if we can pull that up, Harrison, but in the end, hockey is about life lessons, and it's not just everything that happens on the ice. It's what are the lessons you learn that you can take home with you and take into school and beyond. And again, I think Kapuskasing can hold their head high. Super proud of those guys and their coaching staff for coming and finishing off with some integrity, and super proud to be a part of the Trappers Association, because I know that coaching staff, they're not about running scores up, and I know that they're also very much wanting to build integrity and credibility in their players. So even though the scoreboard shows a fairly lopsided victory here, lots of good takeaways, I believe, for both teams. But I certainly hope Kapuskasing can get some players back healthy. I believe they're scheduled to be heading to Peterborough next weekend for a big tournament, as I know our Trappers are headed there as well. So we wish them a safe travel back to Cap, and we hope that they can get some players mended and that they're going to be able to head into that tournament with some more bodies.
Absolutely, Rob. And just looking at the numbers here, it looks like Brunton is up to 69 points now.
Well, arithmetic and math wasn't my strong subject, but I intuitively knew that we had to be getting awful close to that. Hats off to Benny Brunton, and another strong with a 6-point game last night, and then today as well. But again, they did it by committee today. If you look down that score sheet, Harrison, there were a number of players that contributed, and they were much better on the back end today. Aiden Bahari came in and certainly kind of helped shore that up a bit. And then Captain Jackson Cullen on the back end. And shout out to birthday boy Logie Coates, who had to make not a lot of saves, but he did have to make some timely saves too. So they did it by committee, and a solid effort by them today.
Absolutely, Rob. I think that about covers it here for from us from North Bay Memorial Gardens. Again, final score 11-2 for the North Bay U18 Trappers. I'm Harrison, he's Rob, we have Mike on the camera, and we had you as an excellent audience. Thank you very much. Have an excellent rest of your weekend, and we will see you later.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being in that minder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.